podcastnetwork.com. Thank you for listening.
It's 1 o'clock, and this is America's Web Radio, and we're at
Let's Talk Venezuelan.
Let's Talk Venezuelan. Hey, Brett. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Brett. Happy birthday to you.
En español.
Cumpleaños feliz, te deseamos a ti. Cumpleaños, querido Brett, que los cumplas feliz.
Hebrew?
Ah, no. No.
Thank you guys.
Yes, you're welcome. Brett is our engineer and our technical support in everything here in this wonderful project. You know, you just received a letter from who?
I'm gonna send it to you so you can read it on WhatsApp. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. This is a letter generated by Han Johnson's campaign.
Yep.
Campaign. They send it to to the people, his fans.
His fans.
You got it there.
Okay, I got it here. Let me check that out.
Okay, while you're doing that, I'm going to take this opportunity to encourage everybody that's listening. Please go out and vote for Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue. If the other two jerks were to get in, our country is over with.
It's the end of the world.
It's the end of the world, exactly.
Yeah.
Any reverend or a person that calls himself a reverend and then says that God and the military can't go together doesn't know what he's talking about. But then again, he's a protege of Reverend Wright. And, you know, he's not a Reverend Norwalk or whatever his name is, whatever it is. Warnock.
A reverend that do not respect the sanctity of life, okay, who support the abortion.
Right, absolutely.
Okay, it's completely out of whack.
Yeah, you can't. And he's for full term abortions, and that, in my case, in my thinking, is murder. Here's a reverend supporting that. And as far as I'm concerned, he's a murderer.
Exactly.
And that other, also, for whatever his name is, he's a total empty suit. He hadn't got enough between his legs to play pool. He is an empty suit.
Yep.
And they want to socialize the United States, and that's the first step towards communism. We can't have it, folks. You got to get out and vote. Vote Republican. Libertarians vote Republicans. And you Democrats that have any sense left, vote Republican. It's going to affect you just as much as it's going to affect everybody else. And if you're a believer in the Second Amendment, they're coming for your weapons.
Yes.
And they've made it quite clear. And, you know, folks, we're in dangerous, dangerous times. There's fraud, there's morality in the United States, just as I told you. An advertiser that's been with me since I began the station
Uh-huh.
didn't have the decency to tell me he was selling his business and he hadn't paid his last 2 bills. And he sold his business or something. I don't know what's happened to him, but I can't get in touch with him. But he didn't have the decency and the morals in this country have been flushed.
Yeah.
There
It's
are
one
no
out the
ethics,
rains. Yeah.
no
Drain.
morals, no
Honesty.
No honesty.
honesty,
Look,
and
remember-
no golden rule. Do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. And, you know, God, in my opinion, is not pleased. And
You're right.
we're going into, if the socialists get control of the Senate because you didn't vote, then we're in for such trouble that unbelievable. Which brings up another subject called Venezuela. Didn't they go through what we're going through?
We are Venezuelans are the masters of everything
Yes.
is going on in here. But I just want to piggyback on what you were saying about Ossoff.
Yeah.
Remember that Perdue asking to open up his books to find out where the money was coming to Ossoff campaign, where the money and the support he was receiving was coming from. Where, guess who? China. So we are into the hand of China, and I always add 5 countries.
Biden
China.
belongs to China.
Yeah, Biden belongs to China. All the politicians, even McConnell belongs to China, because now, Twitter, people on Twitter are start showing what kind of business his wife, who's a Chinese lady, Secretary of Transportation, she got deals with the Chinese, with the CCP, right? And she was seen meeting with the VP of the Communist China Party. So we are talking about.
Let's talk first about statistics on the fraud that now are real demonstrations, okay? Real evidence. The numbers: 2,056 felons voted, okay? To 66,248 under age 18 voted. 2,423 never registered but vote. 1,043 people use a P.O. box as an actual address. Okay?
Is
4,000.
this just Georgia?
Georgia, just in Georgia. 4,026 voted past registered date. Okay? 10,315 dead people vote. 395 vote in 2 states. 15,700 move out of state and vote here. And 40,279 change counties 6 months or less before the election. So this is the numbers. The numbers is around 140,000 invalid votes. It's here. Okay? But this is the continuation. We have to remember something. The United States is not founded as a democracy. In our Constitution and our Declaration of Independence, the word democracy never appeared, and it's something very important, because republic, it's a very old name. came from Latin, means res public, the thing, the public thing that belongs to everyone. And what is the public thing? Is the law. We have to follow first the U.S. Constitution and all the law that there is a derivative of those articles on the Constitution. So what's going on right now? It's a process. Okay, there is still 7 states that they are not clear. Even the governor of Georgia said that he certified the election. With these numbers and all these things, it's the court the one that decide if this election is valid or not, or whatever will happen with Georgia. Because remember, we have to go through the court system, but also the legislator has to say this is valid or this is not valid, and that didn't happen. So what's going on right now? That in those seven states, that means that there are 84 electoral votes. They are still in a standby, and by January 6th, we will define which of these 7 states belongs to Democratic or Republican Party. This mechanism is not new. It happens in 1960, Kennedy versus Nixon in Hawaii. Okay? So in Hawaii in 1960, both parties, they emit those electoral votes. And until the Hawaii election was defined, in the beginning the election was given to Nixon, and after the claim, and they went to court, and after that the court decided that Hawaii belonged to Kennedy, and those 3 electoral votes at that time was tossed to Kennedy. So this is a constitutional process that is accepted by everyone. So anyone who says that the electoral college already talk is lying, because this is not over. It's like the old says that it's not over until the fat lady sings. Okay, that's what is happening right now. So we're in a limbo, and let me explain you something. It's very interesting because we just received a letter that was written by the campaign manager on not by the campaign manager, by Hank Johnson.
Hank Johnson campaign.
Yes, the team. With the COVID-19 pandemic raging and much needed relief seen held up by Senate Republicans and Mitch McConnell, where there are so many present things we need to do in Congress, we should all be moving on from the election and focusing on issues that matter for everyday Americans. Yes, we agree on that, but not by you, sir, because you are not legit. Okay? But unfortunately, Republicans are refusing to accept the results of the elections, seem determined to undermine the integrity of our democracy.
We are not a democracy.
We are not a democracy. We are a republic.
Yes.
And we have to follow the law and the procedures. Okay? This is not a banana republic. Huh?
Who was that from?
From
Johnson.
Hank Johnson's place.
How do you call him? Hanky Panky?
Hanky Panky.
Yeah, from Hanky
Panky. By concocting more absurd schemes to try to overturn the results okay, 140,000 non-valid votes it's a concurring to overturn the election. Will you make donations can keep defending votes on Georgia? Okay, now the next page says, from trying to get state legislators to override voters to reckless lawsuits in Supreme Court, these efforts has been legitimized by mainstream Republican leaders, and I am ashamed. You have to be ashamed because you cheat. Okay? My opponent, he says opponent. He doesn't say former candidate, or he recognized that Johsie Cruz is an opponent, and she is still a candidate. Okay? Johsie Cruz, who is still refusing to concede her race, which she lost in a landslide. No, sir. If we lose for less than 4%. Okay? So
Yes,
it's not
sir.
the same.
It's
Losing by 4%
That's-
than losing for 60% difference.
Maybe he's on that island that's sinking.
Yes. That's why he sees a landslide over him. Okay. Is now this is something. Is now
This is
joining
thinking. This is
an
the thinking.
even more extreme movement calling Donald Trump to suspend democracy and to declare martial law in the United States.
Yeah, this idiot doesn't even know that we're a republic.
Bingo.
He's pretending that
He's
he doesn't know.
pretending.
He's a lawyer.
He's a lawyer
was
and a former judge.
He
Yeah.
was. I mean, he's just playing the stupidity.
Judge of what? Pig races?
Here in Georgia, he was a judge here. He was bragging of putting a lot of people, his people, the colored people. He was bragging about putting a lot of people in jail.
For less evidence than, listen, 140,000 non-valid voters. That is that evidence is over there. So there, let me tell you something. If he recognize Johsie as how he says opponent, okay, that means that he knows by law that she's still in the race.
I am still running
She's still running.
until the last blood drop.
Yeah. Lynn Wood yesterday said that he is introducing a suit in the courts to suspend the
next election,
the runoff,
the runoff.
because it's very simple. If the election on November 3rd is a fraud, the consequences of that elections are not legal.
So this
So
is
he's-
just the lawyer.
So what is the idea? The idea is not go to the ballots. The idea is to repeat the whole election, the whole ballot, except the presidential part, from senators down all the way down, because the introduction of 140,000 votes create a distortion on the whole ballots. That's what happened. That's really what happened. So this is a very interesting moment in U.S. history. Okay, because this didn't happen since the 19th century. Okay, so now we will see how really the republic worked, and let's see if the constitutional mechanism the Amendment 12 and the Amendment 20 work on this matter. Yes, we follow the rules, we follow the rule of law, but we have the right, as our civil right, to respect our civil right to vote, and that vote to be valid and respected, and to be elected. And in both sides during this election in the state of Georgia, I don't know about other states. I'm talking about the state of Georgia specifically. This must be resolved as the Pledge of Allegiance said, with justice for all. That's what is going on right now
in Georgia.
In Georgia.
So, they are describing Georgia as a hot spot in the whole nation, because there is lawsuits, coming from everywhere.
But let me finish. Let me
okay,
finish
go ahead.
the letter. Says you Johsie, okay? She has even gone so far as to insinuate that I am a part of this fictitious voters fraud plot.
I can clarify that. I am not insinuating. What I'm saying is, what I always was saying, and until today I'm still saying it, is very curious, right? The relationship that Hen Johnson has with Evo Morales by defending him here in the United States when he sent the letter to Pompeo, right? We're talking about Secretary Pompeo. And he got 10 Democrats signing up that paper, that letter that he sent, saying that United States have to bring back Evo Morales as a president to Bolivia because it was a human right thing to do, right? And then in Bolivia, why Evo Morales run out of Bolivia? Because the people in Bolivia found out that he was using Dominion software. And then he was cheating with Dominion software. Well, over there they call it different. They call it Smartmatic, okay? So it's different name. It depends on the country, David, okay? Here is Dominion software. In Venezuela and Bolivia it's Smartmatic. In Spain it's another name. But it's the same company. So it's very curious that relationship, and then Evo Morales is very good friend like this with Maduro and Chavez, when Chavez was alive. And Chavez invented this Smartmatic software because he understood that he couldn't lose another election in the future. So, hold on. So he made sure that he was not going to lose any election from that 2004 forward. And today, Nicolas Maduro is using the same system. So,
Can you tell me?
Suddenly, let me finish. Suddenly, with that relationship, that friendship, whatever, and then suddenly Dominion software appear here in Georgia. Those are questions that I ask myself.
No. This is something very funny. Who is in charge of the electoral place, the electoral commission or whatever, in the DeKalb County?
It used to be his wife. She was in the election committee in DeKalb County in the South Part, which is they call the District Number 5. So suddenly the software appears here. Who introduced it? We don't know yet because they are discussing that was Jordi Foch. Jordi Foch is the second in command in the Secretary of State office. It says it looks like she's the one who made the deal buying those machines. So
$203 million or something like that.
Yeah, but now is her name is putting on the top. So she is under. I mean, her boss is Brad Roethlisberger, right? That's her boss. And it looks like she's the one who did the transaction of buying those machines. And then you see, in the other hand, this friendship that these people has, and then like there is an expression in Spanish is we were a lot, and then grandma has a baby. You follow what I mean? We were a lot of members in the family, and then suddenly grandma has a baby too.
You got pregnant.
Got pregnant, and she had a baby. So what I'm trying to make you understand, Carlos, is that we already have fraud. Election fraud before, because I know somebody who's over 70-something years, and that person said, Johsie, fraudulent election in Atlanta is being something over 60-80 years. That's a norm in those areas. They always win by fraud. But then, and the other day I had a discussion with Derrick Grayson, and he said, no, you lost because of the gerrymandering. Okay, so my question was, if the gerrymandering strategy would be working, it wouldn't be not necessarily to bring the software.
Exactly.
You know? So that means the gerrymandering...
Nor the inflate the votes with
exactly.
With
that
polls.
means the gerrymandering issue in District Number 4, it didn't work because the people were voting for President Trump, specifically the black conservatives, because they were seeing how many good things President Trump was doing to the black community.
Can I continue with the letter?
Go ahead.
Okay, Tim, we've seen this time and time again a few far-right personalities like Johsie Cruz will say something that everybody sees as crazy, but then Donald Trump sees the idea and likes it.
But I wish President Trump would have retweeted what I'm saying. He never retweeted anything that I'm saying.
Exactly. That's why we need your help to fight back against this false narrative and unhinged calls for martial law now.
So he thinks that my word and my personality and what I'm saying is such a powerful. I am such a powerful woman that I'm going to be influencing President Trump's decisions.
Yes.
That's what he's saying.
That you gave her. That you
ideas.
Gave him the idea.
He's saying that I'm giving President Trump ideas.
Yes.
No, that was not my idea, David. That was General Flynn's idea. He was calling for martial law.
Not us.
I didn't. I just follow under Flynn. You follow what I mean? Under his tweet, I called and I said they are wasting our time. It's time for martial law. That's all I said. I was responding to General Flynn.
Of course.
President Trump. Look, you think President Trump is going to waste his time looking at my tweets?
No
He's
way.
too busy. He's too busy dealing with...
The crazy guy is Hank. Definitely.
He's the crazy, yeah.
Well, we are going... Are we going to commercial break? Yes, we are going into commercial break right now.
Cruising the strip in a 57 Chevy or taking the family on a vacation in a 71 Oldsmobile Vista Cruiser, you need to tune in to Classic Cars with Steve Ronaldo and Jim Weber every Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. on americaswebradio.com.
If you live to serve and want to make an even bigger difference, consider joining the U.S. Army. With training in fields like medical care, linguistics, and engineering, an Army career can amplify your efforts with humanitarian opportunities all over the world. Plus, you'll receive competitive pay and incredible benefits, so you'll be taken care of, too. Learn more at GoArmy.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, join me, Roger B., every Tuesday at 1400 hours right here on America's Web Radio for the Locked and Loaded Show. We will talk about guns, weapons, ammo, gun accessories, prepping, and so much more. So be sure to join us every Tuesday at 1400 or 2 p.m. for Locked and Loaded on America's Web Radio.
And we want to invite you, everyone, please go to our website and go to the J. Roy Ritchie Memorial Prayer Line. If you're a veteran or know a veteran that needs prayer, send their names in, fill out the form. We don't keep your email address or anything like that. We certainly don't sell it. And we don't give it to the Democrats either. But go to our website, and if you know a veteran that needs prayer, please send us his name or her name, and we'll see that it gets on the air. And we're in contact with thousands of brothers and sisters across the nation and around the world, we've all raised our hands and sworn to protect and defend our Constitution. So we have lots of contacts around the world that will pray for you or a veteran friend. Just look it up, our homepage, and send us the information in. We'll be back with Johsie and Carlos right after this.
You're listening to America's Web Radio on the AmericasBroadcastNetwork.com. Thank you for listening.
Well, the race continues. Elections in the United States used to be like a medium kind of race, like a 5,000 like 5,000 meters. And now this election is like a marathon, like a 47 kilometers,
Kilometer?
Yeah. So this is not finished until January 20. Okay? Because there is more than 100 suits in different level courts in the United States. Now Linwood is introducing a resource to stop and seize.
To stop the steal.
No, stop the runoff, because he said that an illegal act cannot be generate. Okay, so the runoff is a consequences of November 3rd. But if November 3rd is an invalid act, no matter what Governor Kemp said, if the court declare or the legislator declare that this election is a fraud, and that's what even Hank Johnson recognized, that you are opponent. Okay, you are not a former candidate. You are opponent.
I am his opponent.
Yes. So you are the opponent.
Now I understand why he's sending his minions to attack me, to smear me, to call me sore loser.
Yeah.
Sore loser, because I did not concede. So I went ahead on Twitter account.
You are following the law. If you concede, you renounce to be representative.
Exactly.
And by default, he wins.
Exactly.
But you didn't concede.
Okay, one of the things that let me see, 1 second.
So that's why it's so important to know exactly what to do.
Okay.
Because this guy,
Go ahead.
that plays fool, but I think he's a brilliant mind,
Yes, he's very brilliant.
Yeah.
He's very manipulative.
Yes.
Okay, he's very manipulative, and he thinks that he's playing with an idiot.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Or England.
I got my PhD. Okay, I got my PhD in Venezuela, experience on how Hugo Chavez and Nicolas Maduro still playing stupid, but they are very smart because they were in power for many years.
But we have also very good advice from people like Dr. Jolie, who explained us very clearly how the constitutional mechanism works.
Exactly.
Okay? So it's a matter to be informed.
It's a matter of have a right advisor,
Yes.
the right teacher, because let me tell you something, ¿cómo se dice olfato?
Your smell sense.
My smell sense, my political smell sense, that's how I want to call it. I got that from my teacher, okay? Robert Alonso and Cat Fletcher. Okay, Cat Fletcher taught me I mean, he is like an encyclopedia walking in two legs. But Robert Alonso is the person who, how you call it, took the gem
and polished.
and polish it. Okay, with the Johsie, you need to think about what is behind all this, why, how, and when. You know, that detective sense of finding out the truth. Okay, so when you have these men, as Hen Johnson is saying, that I am extremist, right?
Oh my.
What happened?
Oh my, I just received a tweet
What happened?
from Lynn Wood.
What did he say?
I am told Brad Raffensperger, GA's Sec of State, is an evangelical Christian.
Okay.
I respect his faith. I also know that Jordan Fudge has admitted publicly on Facebook that she was at one time a practicing witch.
Which,
Yes, a wicked. I do not respect that belief. Did Brad know?
yeah. So we are now entering in
The spiritual battle.
in the spiritual battle. What I always was saying, that we are in a spiritual
War.
battle. We are in a spiritual war because we are talking about witches,
Witchcraft.
witchcrafters. We are talking about satanics
Yeah.
who are in power, and they are fighting and blacklisting all. If you see the blacklisting, all of them, not only they were minorities,
They were black.
all of them were
the
Christians.
Conservative Christians, and a lot of them had theological titles. You know, people like you know that are theologists, like
Theologians. We are
Yeah.
theologians. We are ministers.
yes.
I am a retired minister. Like I don't do ministry because
Yeah.
my call is a different.
You have Derek Grayson, that he's a pastor.
You have Vivian Child, who
Vivian
is
Child.
a reverend too.
Exactly.
So we're talking about satanic evil forces fighting against the spiritual leadership in Georgia.
But
And
it-
remember the Georgia. Georgia is a Bible, part of the Bible belt.
Yeah.
Okay? So these people block all these people, all this minority, not just because they were black or because they were Spanish or because they were from another race. It's just because we were talking about God healing.
Yeah.
We were talking about how dangerous was socialism against America.
Is it true that a high officer of this state want to shut you down because you are talking about socialism and communism? Don't tell me the name. Don't
Yeah,
tell me the
it's true.
position.
It's true that somebody told me, because a lot of people are coming now. They are not. If you see Facebook, everybody's quiet. I'm seeing the same behavior that a lot of Democrats have, that they don't speak because they are afraid. It's the same behaviors going on in the Republican Party too. A lot of people are not talking because they are afraid of some Republican in leadership. I'm not blaming the Republican Party. I'm blaming those people who are in leadership. And some leaders from the Republican Party in Georgia don't want me to continue talking against socialism and communism. Okay?
Why not?
Because it makes them it's like I am exposing most of them. Because let's make it clear, the natural enemy of America is socialism. That's a natural. Why?
Yeah.
Because it's all the opposite of the Constitution. So if you have leaders, elected leaders, who are voting with the Democrats, and their constitutional voting average is 50, 40, 49, 60 something, they are failing.
Yes.
They are failing. So they are under the influence of socialism. They will do anything to please the Democrat. to the point if they have to destroy the state, they will do it, just to have the Democrats out of their back. Look what this lady, Jordan Fuchs, is accusing Lynn Woods now. She's talking, and she's a Republican, and she's accusing him of being a sexist because he's attacking a woman. So she's using the same language the Democrats use to chat other people's when they are denouncing something. So he's denouncing that machines, the machines are the problem in the election. So now she's coming with the concept, oh, you're attacking me because you are sexist. You know, like he's against women.
Who signed the contract?
And then he answers back, I didn't know the machines have sex.
Exactly.
So what I'm saying is, these people, when you start listening to them using the same words, like Stacey Abrams, always when she come to confront Kemp or these people, the Republicans, she's always accusing them of racist. She's always accusing them of xenophobic. She's always accusing them of hating illegal people, immigrants, not illegal, immigrants. So, all this, what the left has been working for the last 10 years, 12 years. That's constantly.
Well, I just read the Hank Johnson's letter. Okay, the other day somebody said that you are a white supremacist or neo-Nazi because you invite and you've been with Mr. Dole.
Mr. Dole called me the other day. He was having a Christmas party and he wanted me to speak about socialism. I go everywhere they call me.
Exactly.
Okay, and the same day the militia was calling me, but it was too late because if they would have called me a little earlier, I would have been with the militia around 10 o'clock, 11 in the morning, and then after that I would have go to the U.S. PUSA, to the American Patriots USA. But that day was a little conflicted. But I told the militia I'll be there for the next time. Yeah. So wherever they call me, I'll go. They call me white supremacist. Well, the only thing white I have, let me show it to you, is right here. Look. It's this white part on the eye, okay? Because even my eyes are black or brown, something like that. So going back to the letter, I just wanted to read you. I want to read you a tweet that I answered back to Lynn Woods. He says, this candidate, she got it, okay? Because CC, China's Communist Party, is our enemy. Our country needs to come together to battle a common foe. We always have, we always will. So my question was, okay, and he says that Marjorie Greene, she said, every Republican that isn't fighting for real Trump 2020 landslide victory is supporting the Chinese Communist Party takeover of America. Okay, so I answered back to Lynn this way. Mr. Woods, would you explain how Ms. Greene gets it? She is campaigning for two candidates. Both are not fighting for President Trump in Georgia, but accepted result of a fraudulent event on November the 3rd.
Exactly.
They left Trump alone. Marjorie accepted fraudulent results too. There is a lack of common sense. Why political director of Georgia Republican Joe Proenza allow each candidate to accept fraudulent results, right, regardless win, lose, or tie? Why all candidates didn't unite and stand for President Trump the following day as a block of resistance to defend people's vote and honest results? What's the name of the game Joe is making Georgia Republican Party play? Marjorie needs to distance herself from globalists if she wants to stop socialism in Georgia 14th Congressional District. Watch out, it is suspicious. So, the second tweet is the one that got me thinking, why the political advisor, no, the political director, no advisor, director didn't call all the candidates who lost, win, or tie. Who lost? I lost. McCormick lost. Stanton lost. Hikes lost. I mean,
wait.
By this result,
those results,
okay.
Exactly. But
who win? Marjorie Greene win. Hikes win.
She was running
by
alone.
By herself, exactly. But the others representative, like a Hikes, all the other one, right? They win. And who got tie? Perdue and Loeffler.
Yeah.
Okay? Why they didn't create a block and say, we stand together like the Democrats do. They stand together and they stick together.
Exactly.
And say, we do not recognize the result of this election. Look, boom! Right there.
Yeah.
Right there, it would be an opportunity to eliminate the result of the election and go back to a new election.
We'll be back after these messages.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, join me, Roger B., every Tuesday at 1400 hours right here on America's Web Radio for the Locked and Loaded Show. We will talk about guns, weapons, ammo, gun accessories, prepping, and so much more. So be sure to join us every Tuesday at 1400 or 2 p.m. for Locked and Loaded on America's Web Radio.
Hey guys, it's Minister Frankie with Shine His Light Ministries. It's getting cold outside and winter is coming. It's time to shine a little light on our friends on the street. We're collecting blankets and coats for the homeless all winter long. Please donate by going to our website at www.shinehislightministry.com or text 770-655-8055.
You're listening to America's Web Radio on the AmericasBroadcastNetwork.com. Thank you for listening.
Well,
so going
we
back,
we are in America's Web Radio, and we are talking. What's the name of the program? Let's talk Venezuela.
Let's talk Venezuela. Yeah, because David asked her a question. Yes. That happened in Venezuela? Oh, yeah. We had a master's degree on that.
Yes.
We had a PhD.
Yes.
What we're seeing here is we already saw that before. And we're trying to warm people up. Like, for example, in Venezuela, the opposition used to tell the people, go out and vote, go out and vote. If you show a lot, they will not be rigging or whatever. And they end up always losing.
Yes.
And we're talking about millions of millions. So hopefully here in January, it will not come like Venezuela. But knowing how this I don't even want to call them Democrats. I want to call them...
They can tweak on the results, and they can say, oh, one Republican won and one Democrat won, so the system works.
Yeah.
You know something?
And they are aiming for the 2022, because in the
Exactly.
2022 they will try to win 2 more districts.
The thing,
And the governor. The governor, because the governor has to be reelected on the 22.
The thing is this. The Secretary of State did the worst job to keep the voter registered updated. Okay? That's the first part. The second part, we cannot vote with these machines and with this software. Okay? Many forensic studies said that Dominion machines.
And this is your opinion.
No, it's not my opinion.
No.
That's
It's not the opinion. It's not the message from American.
no.
West Radio.
This is the studies on Michigan, okay, and Illinois, where they said that the voting machines made by Dominion voting machines and their software toss up to 3% of the voting to the other side. Okay? So they are designed to fail or they are designed to be tweaked. Okay? Then you have a lot of problems with Secretary of State. Okay? The agreement of the Secretary of State with the Democratic Party
Yeah, they said
made on March 6th,
6 in the afternoon.
where he
Change the rules, the games of the rules
Yeah.
of the game.
okay, especially on the absentee ballot.
Yeah, he set us up for failure.
Yes.
He set us up for
Okay.
failure. So
The idea when he lied to me when I was a beta tester of the system, and I asked him, these machines have something to do with Smartmatic in front of the whole Republican Party on Rockdale,
he says no.
and he says no.
This is from Colorado.
Okay, so you know there is a lot of evidence that this election, that Mr. Raffenberger was not the right person to.
Well, now the Twitter, they're saying that he did not purchase. Who purchased was Jordi Fauchus.
I don't care.
The person who is under him.
He is the one who signed the contract.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
because in organization is always the person in charge is the person in charge.
it's the person in
The
charge.
responsibility and the faults and the winning always goes to the person in charge.
Exactly.
Okay, but they are trying to do a scapegoat with
The
this
other-
girl.
The other day, I read a tweeter from
Tweet.
yes, from Mrs. Ullman,
Miss Renee, okay?
Renee Ullman, that she says if you see the
If you think
that the
Secretary of State.
the electoral part is a mess, go into the part of the business. Okay, so there are a lot of evidence
Okay.
to ask for the removal of Mr. Raffenberger.
Wait a minute, but President Trump didn't tweet this week that he was going to put Kemp and Bragg in jail.
That's what he said. But,
Okay.
but we're talking about the facts, the evidence.
Yeah. Okay. Let's change the subject now.
Now,
You remember there was a leak of database from the China Community Party,
communist.
the
Party.
Communist Party, China Communist, not community, Communist Party. There was a leak.
Okay.
Somebody leaked the database. The database showing 3 million of Chinese in the war, okay, working for the Communist Party in different part of the world. And just here in United States, in a few of them is there's a company named Qualcomm.
Yeah.
130 employees are China Communist Party member. New York University, 71 employees are
Party member.
China Community Party member.
Communist.
Communist. Pfizer, Pixar, the
Pfizer. The
69 employees.
That's a good number, but you know it's not exactly what I'm thinking.
Okay,
about.
so 69 employees from Pfizer
Do you
are
know-
from
do you
the
know who-
Communist
Do you know
Party.
who Pfizer is?
Aspirin is not aspirin.
No. It's the COVID-19 vaccine.
Is the COVID-19? Okay, so 69 are members. Employees are a member from the China. The Boeing is the airplane, right?
Yes, the Boeing
252 employees are
members of the the Chinese Communist Party in Boeing. That is one of our most important defense contractor.
Okay.
Go.
The U.S. consulate
Where?
in Shanghai.
In Shanghai.
3 are members from the China Communist Party.
Okay, I can understand that people in Shanghai must be members of the CCP, because everybody in China is member in China, is member of the Communist Party.
It's not like another party, right?
No. There is only one party in communism. Okay, but these people that is going over here and are still members of the Chinese Communist Party. Okay, they're spies. They're spies. They must be tried as spies.
Well, and then I tweeted back, okay, we need to bring back the House on American Activities Committee. That's what we need to bring back. And then another guy say, well, we need to be proactive, but I don't want to see McCarthyism.
That person is very ignorant, because McCarthy was a senator, and the Un-American Activities Committee in the House was designed to create the laws to defend this country against the aggression of people like right now are attacking us with their machines and their software. Okay, we don't have right now
nothing to protect us.
No, the only thing that we have right now is the executive order from President Trump of 2018.
Yes.
Okay, but that's not a law.
Yeah, that's not a law.
That is an executive order.
And this tweet, bring back the House on American Activities, that's the part that Hank Johnson is very scared of.
Of course.
Okay, so he don't want martial law too.
Okay.
But also, there is some Republicans who are saying the martial law, whoever is calling for martial law, to start putting these communists in jail, it should be considered a traitor to the Constitution.
I'm sorry, but Abraham Lincoln imposed martial law in a very dire situation of this republic. Okay, they are. The problem is fighting against ignorance and fighting against ignorance of your own history. Okay, that's the main problem. That we don't have civics anymore at schools.
No,
we
don't.
That's the problem.
That's the problem.
Well, we have 1 minute. What do you think about all this mess, and what is your message for Christmas time?
Well, next week is Christmas, right?
Yes.
We have it around the corner where everybody enjoy your time with the family, make some food at home, take time and advantage to be closer to your children since our hectic time. And see you next time.
See you next time.
You're listening to America's Web Radio on the AmericasBroadcastNetwork.com. Thank you for listening.